done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet. Still have to do that. Hi, Radek. Do you need any—
Hi. The rich tradition of the marionettes called you back.
Something like that. Will you be putting—
Much later. In the meantime, I am—
What will it be?
You will have to wait and see.
Perhaps I should come another day.
I promise. Whenever you do,
It was no— Locked. Wow, that's a big donation. A new story about an ancient group called the Residente.
Nancy.
You have a lot of puppets. How many do you have?
10 in total. King Maria.
Are you sure you only have 10? You mentioned to Merrick you were waiting for him to repair— But Maria Teresa starred in your show.
I'm an actor. I'm not very good with numbers.
Yes, I should get going.
Bye.
Check. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet.
Are you here for coffee?
A little. Have you heard of the Residente in Prague?
You are romantic. A secret conspiracy of criminals.
Have you ever encountered them?
If I have, I didn't know it.
This cafe is amazing.
Yes, century.
Always serving coffee.
Coffee was brought here in the 1700s. A Turkish peddler brought the mysterious drink to Bohemia, serving it in this very spot. It was considered a rare and exotic drink that few could afford. The rulers even determined it was only to be served to the royals and nobles. They say that members of my family long past were among the first.
Was this cafe passed on?
In a way, different regimes owned all of the businesses here.
I can see that you do.
It is the history that makes me stay, knowing how hard some have had it. I can't bring myself to leave.
I should get going.
Oh, you've made...
You don't have any coffee.
No.
Have you heard of the collectibles side of Apparat?
I have. Nothing more than a glorified pawn shop.
Adela took her necklace to the shop at one point. Do you think the shopkeeper there, Merrick, would be
Merrick worked in the gem trade for many years. He certainly has the skill.
Who has access to your...
Only I do.
What kind of safe is it?
You wouldn't know it. It is very...
It's worth looking in.
Not even you could crack this.
Vladena.
Oh dear, what do you...
I need to take a closer look. Vladena, you should think better of people. I need to take another look at the Degas file.
Hugh, I did not think it was possible.
Is this the in-store appraisal?
Yes,
Has the log always been kept in the same?
it was out while I was working on the necklace. I briefly stepped out with a customer, but no one else was in the store.
And all before you tried to update the date?
Yes.
I appreciate it.
I would love to.
Everything all right? It sounds...
He will not let anyone but him evaluate the collection.
Isn't that his...
It was also his job when the other gems were...
I thought that was before his time.
He was an assistant then. His superior was fired, but he was not. There was also an incident in London, did you know?
Interesting. Do you know if he's ever been questioned?
How would I know? I only know that I am qualified to verify the gems, and he won't let me. If I had to guess, probably not. He was never personally in charge of an exhibit. Until now.
I should get...
Good.
Check. Check. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet.
I'm afraid I don't have time.
That's not why I'm here.
If it will not take too long.
I heard you arguing with Vladena earlier. What happened?
A professional disagreement.
You went all the way to her store for a professional...
She does not accept that I cannot have her assess the gems in the
Why can't you allow it?
I do not.
You are the only one allowed to assess...
In the case of the crown jewels, I am not allowed to assess them. I am only overseeing them. The same
If a family tie like that is required, why would Vladena ever think that she could personally
Allegedly, her family were the original appraisers of the crown jewels, until they were ousted along with the rest of the alchemists. Too long ago to matter now, but nonetheless, she feels her credentials return this right to her.
How do you know all of this?
Well, people talk. The gemology circle is not.
Did you ever examine the gems on Adela Cherna's necklace?
No.
Did you visit Zloty Jewelers while...
It is...
So you have visited Zloty Jewelers on more than one occasion.
We are professional colleagues.
But you're not a commercial appraiser, so why would you go there?
You have already asked this question, that's enough. I must be on my way. Enjoy your time in Prague.
Thank you. I would... That was abrupt. I should compare this file Vladena gave me with the version on Degas. Hello, I am Nancy Drew, and I am not a robot. There's a lot of information here. These documents are the same, but are they? The date is different. I'm not done with that yet. That's done. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet. Still have to do that.
Oh,
I looked into the file you gave me.
I tried to copy the log into Degas because
Are you saying you tried to doctor the official Degas?
the entry was wrong. It didn't match the log I wrote. As the registered gemologist and appraiser for the necklace,
Well, I hope that's the case. I may have more questions.
I am the one who insisted
You did?
Well, it started when I heard you on that podcast. What was it called? My favorite high-stakes heist?
Oh,
You were surprisingly well-spoken and so creative, puzzling your way through all those... The police in Prague, they do not pay attention to little crimes.
I'm glad I'm here to look. Agent Garrett,
Yes, Nancy.
have you heard of the Residente in Prague?
The supposed crime ring.
So you have. If they are real, it's possible that...
I'll look into it. I hadn't considered that they would be a force in this day and age, but what you're...
I was finally able to view the necklace's Degas file. I got my hands on the physical log from the jeweler, but the timestamps don't match.
There was a physical log.
Is that unusual?
It's the first I'm hearing of it. They only include a physical log if they can't enter into the Degas.
So it's possible the physical log is accurate, and the Degas file...
Either that, or whoever entered it into the Degas file made it.
Vladena doesn't seem that computer savvy. Anything come up in your investigation that you can tell me about?
Actually, yes. Black market chatter has been hinting at an...
Do you think someone could be after the crown jewel?
With the numbers they're throwing around, I wouldn't rule them out. I don't know how they would steal.
They would need all 7 keys.
So you've heard the story. I can certainly track them down, but the keys won't be enough. They've added biometric security as well.
So the 7 key holders are themselves a key.
Not all 7. I suspect one would be enough.
The Dean of St. Vitus is a key holder.
Why him, especially?
He's planning to leave town so no one will miss him. And no security is protecting his office.
I'm taking these threats seriously.
I should go now.
Nancy, be careful.
That's done. Can't check that off yet. I'm not done with that yet. Check. Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Is that a cat meowing?
I hope the Dean is available to see me now.
Very well, sir. Do you have an appointment?
You know very well I do not. You told me you would contact me.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry for the...
We had this conversation yesterday. The inspection of the crown jewels is happening soon, and I must be a part of it.
Pity. It does appear that...
I want you to...
He's aware you came round yesterday, and he apologizes that he could not...
Hello, this is Helena Svoboda, Special Events for the Office of the President. The President has requested that we conduct the official inspection of the crown jewels immediately, rather than next week. As always, this will be a private inspection with the utmost security. We will be in touch with further details. Osva Neseva. Hello, it's Helena, Special Events with a message for the Dean. The President wanted me to extend his appreciation for your participation in the inspection. And to let you know, everything has passed inspection and the gems are prepared for the upcoming exhibition. Dziękuję za wasz czas.
This is no ordinary wall decor. There we go. Wait a second. The bookcase moved. Hi, kitty. What were you doing back there? That's done. That's done. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet. I'm not done with that yet. Leo might be in trouble. I need to report this as soon as possible. Where am I? I gotta find a way out.
Dobry den, tady policja České republiky.
I hope you understand English. I'd like to report a possible missing person, the Dean of St. Vitus Cathedral. I was set to meet with him, but he didn't show.
Why do you believe he is missing?
I went to his office to meet him, and he wasn't there. And I found a secret passage in his office.
A secret passage?
My name is...
The detective?
Yes, I can verify...
That won't be necessary. The passages underneath the city are not serviced and are very dangerous. Only a few are accessed by tour groups. Recently, floods have destroyed many of the passageways.
Oh, all right.
We will send an officer to the dean's workplace and home. Yes, we can.
Great. That's...
Would you like to file a report regarding the...
No. I know something was there, but...
Okay. We will call back.
Can't check that. I'm not done with that yet. Still have to do that. Still have to do that.
Prosim. English is quite alright. I'm afraid, Mr.
I'm investigating a case.
If I can be of any help.
Do you know why Oscar Dvorak is trying to reach...
He's not disclosed his agenda to either of us.
Why do you think he wants...
As head of the gems exhibit in the museum, he has no oversight on the cathedral or its renovation. He has lodged several memos on the subject.
What does he want?
I can only surmise he wants unfettered access to the treasures of the cathedral that he...
Is Leo avoiding Oscar Dvorak?
It is my duty as his secretary to filter...
You never told him.
I filtered, ma'am.
Does the cathedral hold any precious treasures?
There are many priceless artifacts entombed with our saints here.
I'm sorry, what? The crown jewels are in the cathedral.
Where they lie, I truly cannot say, but I believe they are secure.
Who has access?
Not me, I can assure you. As for the rest, it is not my place.
You sound British. How did you come to work for the Dean?
I'm native Czech. I watched a great deal of telly growing up and studied in England.
I thought... I could have sworn that you had trouble speaking Czech.
I find many problems disappear on their own.
Clever.
My job is to filter, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Of course. When the Dean returns, I will let...
Please do. I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done. Can't check that off. Still have to do that.
Hello.
I should get going. Adela, what's wrong?
It's my computer. I got this scary...
Let me take a look. I recognize this handiwork. Someone has tried harder this time. Let's see what I can do.
Honey, where did you learn that?
Apparat's shopkeeper taught me. I had a similar problem and went to her for help.
Do you have an update?
The theft of your jewels may have been a launch pad. A dry...
And what do you believe that is?
I hear the crown jewels are going on display.
Is it possible? I don't know that there is a connection, but the gem...
Within a number of days.
You know the history.
How could they do that?
For centuries, alchemists were part of the royal courts. If King Leopold II...
You really do know your The workshop must be long gone.
If it exists anywhere, I imagine it would be somewhere around the...
Have you had this kind of computer
No, not to my...
Whoever tampered with our computers wanted us to know.
Yes, the thought crossed my...
Have you heard of the Residente in Prague?
Yes, but this is a history lesson. We do not have Residente to...
What makes you so...
They have done nothing in decades. You waste your time with this.
I'll see what more I can...
Well, if it would stop a greater crime, then...
I will. Can't check that off yet. Can't check that off yet. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. I'm not done with that yet.
Hello.
Do you know where they keep the crown?
They have replicas.
The real...
In a vault in the
Adela told me that King Leopold II had a royal alchemist in...
This does not surprise me. We have an entire section on alchemy here. Books in English, too.
Do you believe that he had
A hidden workshop? I have heard of hidden passages.
The one overseen by Oscar Dwor...
If you say...
Thank you.
Anytime.
Now isn't a good time.
Hey, it's Ned. I can only assume you're calling to hear.
Ah, Miss
What can I say?
History is...
How often do you need to work with the Dean of St.
I have tried to work with him on numerous occasions, but his secretary seems to run an unusually tight...
Can you explain why you were so keen to meet with?
How would you know that?
He invited me to visit him at St. Vitus.
If you must know, I wanted to schedule the inspection appointment at...
Have you heard of the Residente in Prague?
You don't need to worry about them. Prague is perfectly safe for...
Have they ever been connected to jewel thefts?
You have an imagination.
What do you know about alchemy in the old royal...
I put the alchemy exhibit together myself.
Is it a personal...
The exhibit is over there. I don't have time to talk you through it, but you can go read it yourself.
That's a... Incredible glasswork. But how does it open? I need more information.
What are you doing?
Could I
Be careful.
There are strange markings all...
Not so fast. This cannot be...
Well, can I...
If you must...
This doesn't seem right. 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 Whoa, Kepler's law in action. This one has a mark on it.
Not so fast. This cannot be removed from the museum. You,
I hope you don't mind.
It does not appear to be damaged, and
I understand.
We found it in the original royal palace structure in the tunnels.
What are these tunnels?
You have not heard? Tunnels beneath Prague, from the times of nobles and kings. We're in the process of restoring.
The artifacts seem...
Rudolph II. You will not know he ruled from 1576 to...
Oh, yes, as Holy Roman... How did you deduce that?
We found a note in the same tunnel from a council in his court. Lehman. He helped hide the...
Now that it's open, what will...
I will keep it here until I am able... No more questions. I'm...
Check. Check. Can't check that. Check. Can't check that off yet. I'm not done with that yet. That's done. Check. That's done. Can't check that off yet.
Oh.
Dobry den. Are you looking for Elka?
Actually, I wanted to talk to you. I should...
Yeah.
You just missed today's play. Actually, you didn't.
I wondered if you'd still be here.
Lay them on me.
Did you finish the Residente?
It's still a work in progress.
Why is that?
Because the Residente haven't finished yet.
Most people I spoke with believe the Residente disbanded.
I'm not most people.
Do you believe alchemy still has a place in today's world?
The alchemy of those days is a dying art. Like my marionettes. Sometimes I think leaving the past in the past might be simple.
Why is it a problem? You're keeping your tradition.
I might have been better off sticking with video games.
Do you know specifically who originally made the Seven Keys?
Yes. It is said that Leopold II's royal alchemist made them. Alchemy was a science back then, and kings kept alchemists in their court. You can see evidence of this all over Prague, down to the smallest detail. Nothing mystical about...
Do you know his process.
Merrick knows better than I do. I make marionettes dance, but don't really make them...
Thanks for your expert and...
Of course. Oh, Nancy, before you go, have you ever read Kafka's Metamorphosis?
Not yet, but...
Then you know. The real monsters in Prague.
Hello. What?
Does your grandfather...
Work, yes. Hides at his desk and does who knows what else.
He's pretty sick.
My mother would say that is just how he is.
You never thought...
To watch him tinker with puppets? No, thank you.
Were you close to your mother?
She passed when I was young.
I'm sorry. I know what that's like.
I'm sorry to hear that. My mom was killed, hit by a car on an errand.
You don't sound convinced.
It was the middle of the night. What errand would she run? But my grandfather would say no more about.
What do you
She was hit by a car. More than that, No, what's done is done. What about your mother?
Suddenly, like yours. If you ever...
It was a long time ago, and we're here now.
So you really don't know more about Radek?
He's pretty cute.
I meant about what he does. He's so passionate about his craft.
I have never asked. He has a mysterious quality to him.
That's hard.
It is true. I am not as friendly as I appear.
So you don't know how he spends his time?
He speaks mostly with my grandfather. You would have to ask him.
I should get going.
Of course.
Alchemy seems to be a large part of Prague's history and continues to be relevant today. Do you know anything about the alchemists of the...
I learned many skills from those times. I fix old marionettes and...
So you can't turn lead into...
Ha! I would not be here if I could.
What about it?
It belonged to an alchemist from centuries ago, sometime during the 16th century. I could never find a way to...
May I give it...
Please, be...
Have you heard of the Residente in Prague?
You are afraid of...
Should I be?
No. They would not bother.
How do you know that?
Why would they? It attracts the wrong attention.
Have you encountered the Residente? Would you know how to reach them?
They don't bother old men either.
Do you know how they molded the 7 keys that lock up the crown jewels?
Not molds. Schematics. In those days, they wrought keys in a forge and hammered them into shape. Strong iron made them sturdy, but
if the schematics for the original keys still exist...
Hidden. If they were hidden by the alchemists who made them, they would have locked them away somewhere.
Then how?
Alchemists were very clever. The schematics could have...
You have filled a few holes in my knowledge.
At least someone...
You're thinking of Elka? To me, daughter or granddaughter, sometimes spending time together is... Check. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Let's take a closer look. Have I seen the symbol before? A haunted tour? I need to see that. Still have to do that. I'm not done with that yet.
Enter the darkness. You have nothing to fear.
This.
If it is a ghost you seek, some may be near.
I'm not done with that yet. I'm not done with that yet. Still have to do that.
Enter the darkness. You have nothing to fear. If it is a ghost you seek, some may be near. Begin the tour if you dare. Follow the numbers, beginning with 1, or beware. Prague, city of kings, city of ghosts. Beware the night, for you may encounter 12 headless ghosts crossing the Charles Bridge. Executed at Old Town Square, they seek their missing heads, left hung in iron baskets from Old Town Bridge. The Mad Barber is dying to give you a new look to impress the Emperor. Sadly, his local shop failed when he traded his barber's blade for a beaker. You see, the Mad Barber believed that after mixing and cutting all day, he could use alchemy to gain his fortune by turning metal into gold. He died with nothing to his name. Lore says that he continues to roam the streets with his blade. Move quickly. He may want more than just your hair. Or you may fall victim to Perta, the daughter of the lords of the House of Rosenberg, who once lived in this very palace complex. They established their own castles until Emperor Rudolf II purchased the Rosenberg houses. One Rosenberg daughter got her own castle when she was married off to a nobleman, who turned out to be not so noble. The death of her evil husband was both a blessing and a curse. When Perta refused his request for forgiveness, he cursed her, but it was she who got the last laugh. To this day, the tales speak of the spirit of Perta dwelling in this ancient castle as the Lady in White. But should she don black, the color of night, it is her spirit who seeks out the one who is sure to die. Look closely, quickly now. What does Perta wear? Linger longer if you dare. Are you certain you won't be the one her spirit seeks? You have chosen wisely to retreat behind closed doors to avoid such dangers. Or have you? Venture further, if you dare. The Dalibor Knight. The wearer of this armor joined the People's Uprising in Ploskowitska in the 15th century. His reward? A death sentence. But he was not alone while he awaited his fate in the Tower of Prague Castle. See his companion. This violin kept the Dalibor Knight company through all his troubles. All heard his playing until the day of his death. And beyond. Some say when moonlight falls on the knight's armor, a secret will be revealed. Those who dwell too long in this room may face a mournful wrath of the knight himself. Linger.
I'm not done with that. Can't check that off yet. Still have to do that.